Hey guys, it's Kay from KS Anonymous, and I am back today with another episode of r/relationship advice. And also, there's a little something that I have for this video that I want your opinion on. So stay with me. Thank you. Boyfriend won't leave. What are my options? So I've been with him for a year now. The whole year, he's only had 3 jobs that he kept for no longer than a week, and makes excuses like his back hurts, the job only had urinals and not actual commodes, for bowel movements, etc. as his reason for quitting. He's been staying with me, and it's been a nightmare. It's nonstop arguing. We are both gamers, but I also work from home, and during my work hours, he will literally sit in the same room as me and play the game. I've been written up multiple times for this, and all he can say is, get another job. My neighbors have started to complain about the loudness. On top of that, I'm the only one right now responsible for the bills. The lights got turned off because I was short after paying rent. All he could do is call his friends and tell them how my priorities are messed up, and I'm a sad excuse of a woman because I didn't pay the light bill. He messed up my car I've only had for 3 months and gets mad and argues with me because I won't let him drive it. My kids are not biologically his, but he feels that whatever he says goes. My youngest is 4, and I'm still prepping her for kindergarten. I majored in education, so I know how to teach at her level. He gets mad because I help her with things she doesn't know, rather than letting her figure it out on her own. She also has nightmares, so I lay with her until she goes to sleep. He says I'm babying her. I like to make learning fun. He gets mad at that. Lately, I've been spending a lot of time at my parents' house for some type of peace. His family insists that I'm cheating. That starts an argument. I've been telling him to leave, but he won't. I don't want to get the authorities involved. Not sure what to do at this point. So this is my particular surprise, if that makes sense. This is, I don't know, should we call her Mini K? She is supposed to be able to track with me. I'm not a super skilled person at this, so I'm just really in the place of trying to make this work. I don't know how well it will, and I also don't know if we want her to be just during like talking segments or reading, or like how do we want to go about that? I don't know. Also, I'm trying to do like these emotion things, so like here's yay happy and just a general smile. But if I get them mixed up, I'm sorry. So hello everyone, this is Minnie K, and she's going to be hopefully joining us and making it fun. And I really like being able to move my head and she follows. So it's pretty funny. Oh goodness. Anyway, so regarding the boyfriend, it's really weird and frustrating that he won't leave when asked, and then decides to judge you based on what you can or can't pay when he's not really contributing. If he doesn't leave when you say leave, then I would say you're going to have to get the authorities involved, even though you don't want to. This guy's no good. My 21 female boyfriend, 30 male of 1.5 years, has been living a double life. I'm so flustered and I don't know what to do. Sorry if this post seems kinda all over the place. My nerves are shot. So tonight I drove over to my boyfriend's apartments as I usually do. He has some weird, suspicious crap that he does, but I ignored my gut feeling. When I walked into his apartment and sat down, I immediately noticed decorations that are never there. There are pictures of my boyfriend and a woman all over the apartment. Some giant wooden letters spelling out a woman's name and my boyfriend's on the entertainment center. Hair ties and bobby pins everywhere. Women's shoes by the front door. This man hid the fact that he is in an 8-year-long relationship and they live together. He was rushing home from work when he met me and forgot to hide all of these decorations in the closet. which is what he's been doing for over a year. He erased all evidence of this woman from me for over a year. My boyfriend is begging me not to leave him and is telling me that he will choose me over her. He tried convincing me that he sleeps on the couch and there's no intimacy. I don't know what to do. Should I contact this woman and inform her of what's going on? I would really appreciate some advice. I'm devastated and genuinely don't know how to proceed. Well, first of all, OP, it's really sad that you're having to deal with something like this. I personally could not imagine what it's like to supposedly know someone and they do this kind of thing, and all of a sudden you realize that literally you've been like a side piece to an 8-year-long relationship. And I mean, even if he says, I'll choose you over her, if he leaves someone because he was cheating with them, he's going to do the same thing to you. This guy is honestly kind of trash. Honestly, I would contact the woman and inform her if I were you, because I know that I personally would want to know if, the person I've lived with and been in a relationship with for 8 years was faking like that he had this totally different life without me. I would want to know. So I think that you should, but I get that can be kind of awkward for you. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do there. But my personal thought is it makes sense to tell her, let her know what happened, and completely cut this piece of trash off. I'm 35, female, still jealous of my fiance's 35 male, ex-girlfriend, 23 female. This is pretty long for what might be a non-issue, so I apologize in advance. My fiance and I have been together a little over a year, and we're currently 7 months pregnant. Yes, things have moved quickly, but we're both at a point where we're older, already been married once, and seem to know what we want for the future. Should we have waited? Probably, but it's too late for should-haves now. When we began dating, he had been separated from his ex-girlfriend for about 4 months. They were still friends, however, even though her new boyfriend had asked her to stop talking to him, and saw each other / talked often. I met her once about 3 months into our relationship and found their relationship weird. The three of us went out for a drink at his request. I guess he was trying to make me okay with their friendship. And she pretty much crap talked him the whole time, saying what a terrible partner he was, etc. He didn't get offended at her comments and actually laughed along. When I asked him about why he was okay with her talking about him like that and why he didn't defend himself, he said she was obviously going to feel that way because he broke it off with her and he didn't feel the need to start an argument out in public. They remained in contact after this, although he knew I wasn't a fan. When I was about 3 months pregnant, 10 months into our relationship, I snooped his phone. I know, stupid, but I was feeling insecure. Hormones are a bee. And I knew they were still talking. Text messages revealed they were speaking fairly regularly, including video calls lasting over an hour. He'd call her darlin', he'd lent her money, she asked for career advice, he told her he missed how cute and innocent she was. I told him I snooped and confronted him about this. I said I wasn't happy with the way they've talked to each other. Why couldn't she go to her own boyfriend for money and advice, etc.? He said he felt like he owed her compassion since they were such a big part of each other's lives for so long. I said I thought their relationship was inappropriate. At the end of it, he agreed to cut ties with her, not because he wanted to, but out of courtesy to me. The other day, I took another peek at his phone. She's still blocked on all social media, and there are no text messages from her since he cut contact. But his last message to her was, "Hey, although OP said she was okay with us being friends, she's changed her mind, and now I can't talk to you anymore." She responded with an eye-rolling emoji, and then he said, "I'm really sorry, but she's having my baby, so I need to make this work." All true. I'm having his baby. I'm the one who requested he not speak to her anymore. But I'm totally butthurt that he was absolving himself of all responsibility in the decision-making process and basically leaving it so that if he wanted to reach out to her in the future, he'd be easily let back in. Am I just being ridiculous at this point? Do I just let it go? He did what I asked, and that was 3 months ago now. We're having a baby and buying a house, and eventually she'll just be a distant memory, right? Oh dear, girl, I don't think this is... No, just no. First of all, I feel like the only reason you're even asking if you should stay with this person and like let it all go is because you are having a baby and buying a house. And maybe you should back out of the whole buying a house with this guy when he wants to have conversations with someone and hold ties with someone who is really young. A lot of people in the comments were pointing out that is likely from like the calculations that this person was underage when they originally went out, from my understanding. This is just what they were saying. And so then they're like, okay, but are you okay with being with basically a predator? And I get that, like, that's a whole thing I don't even want to get into. But like if someone if someone's just like, oh yeah, like she's just like, you know, I got her pregnant, so like I gotta make it work or whatever. What the heck? Like, I get it. He's a loser and he wanted to absolve himself of everything, and yeah, sure, whatever. But oh my goodness, this, I don't know, just leave him. Just leave him. I don't know. Back out now while you can, because he's probably gonna keep her in some way, and if he doesn't, like people were kind of concerned, is he gonna move on to other younger people? You know what I'm saying? So if he's got so many red flags, don't go into something like a huge financial thing of getting a house with this dude. And I know it's hard with having a child. Like, I get, like, people do end up like marrying and being in relationships to not be a single parent and stuff like that. But this dude just sounds like bad news. Like, just sounds like bad news. Just get rid of him. Just right there, punch him out. That's not what that's for, but I kind of wish it was a little bit right now. I, 29 male, just found out that my girlfriend, 30 female of 5 years, has been messaging and seeing another guy. Backstory. Just a few weeks ago, my girlfriend and I had a small argument. After said argument, she decided she wanted to go to a local festival downtown that night by herself. She ended up going to a bar and meeting a guy who we had previously met at a friend's cookout. She told me about this encounter, and I was fine with it, as I thought they had just been hanging out as friends. I told her that she should probably make it clear to him that she just wanted to be friends. A week later, she lied to me about wanting to go hang out with her girlfriends downtown by herself. I found out the next morning that she had also hung out with this guy, after I saw that he was sending her flirtatious texts. I felt betrayed at that point. She told me that she would not lie to me again, and we decided to do couples therapy to work past this. Fast forward to today, I find out that she has been messaging him and meeting him behind my back for the past 2.5 weeks. They are sending messages to each other about enjoying each other's bodies and kissing and cuddling. They had planned on going to a hotel tonight before I had found out about this. She just told me that the second time they hung out, they made out. She says they have not had particular intimacy, and she did not plan on having that with him. She says she did not intend to develop feelings for him, but that the only way to process the feelings is to hang out with him and talk to him until the feeling fades away. I don't know what to do at this point. I don't know how to trust her anymore. To make matters more complicated, we live together and have 2 dogs together. What do I do at this point? I'm really sorry that this has happened. It's kind of... It's interesting to hear all the weird things that cheaters come up with to excuse their behavior. It's confusing to me how you can really look at someone you cheated on and be like, oh, I didn't mean to develop feelings. I just kept doing stuff behind your back, and I have to hang out with this person so the feelings will go away. At that point, just leave. Like, what is wrong with people? If you're not happy in your current relationship, or if you want a relationship with someone else, just be honest and end it. And I think a lot of this issue, again, comes down to what you've built together already. You live together. You have two animals. It's going to be difficult to be able to figure out what to do, but she's feeding you a bunch of bullcrap. She just is. And I don't know. She's just full of crap. And I don't think that you should waste your time dealing with that anymore. Figure out who gets the dogs, or split them halfway, or whatever else you have to do. It might be messy, but what's the point of being in a relationship where you're just gonna be, I guess, cheated on behind your back the whole time? Or maybe, who knows, in front of you. Like, dude, just drop her. Like, literally this entire episode is just me telling people to drop them. Drop them! My parents genuinely hate my sister and want her to fail. I don't know how to help. I, 17 female, have an older sister who's a product of an affair my dad had. A little backstory, my parents had been married for 5 years and had problems conceiving, so they went to the doctor and found out my mom had the problem. In my culture and country, you're expected to have a child almost a year or two after you get married, so the pressure was on. My dad eventually started having an affair and got the other lady pregnant. He claims his sole purpose was to only have a child. And because my dad refused to marry her, she gave my dad full custody of the child, since it would have been shameful to be an unmarried mother. My mother still stayed with my father, and eventually, by some miracle, my mom got pregnant and had me. Back to the main story. As far as I can remember, my sister has always been treated differently. She's given secondhand clothes, she eats when everyone else has finished eating, isn't allowed on family outings, etc. My mom despises her and has never made it a secret that she's an affair child, and my dad ignores the mistreatment from my mother. My mom is verbally and physically abusive. In my culture, it's normal to hit a child, but my mom literally uses belts, spatula, and other stuff to beat my sister over the slightest things, and insults her any chance she gets. I've tried to intervene, but no one listens to me. Relatives have also turned a blind eye. My sister's education was also delayed, and she graduated secondary school at 20. It's time for her to go to uni, but our parents are claiming that they don't have money to pay for the form she needs to purchase to apply for schools, and basically pay for the entrance exam. I know for a fact that there's money for it, and this is just an attempt by my mother to delay my sister's education again. I've pleaded on her behalf and asked relatives to help, but no one's willing to help. I contacted my sister's bio mom, who's now married with a family of her own, and she basically told me not to contact her again. I really don't know how to help my sister, and I know she really wants to go to school, and once she gets in, she'll be fine. Federal schools are cheap, and she's told me she's down for cleaning and washing for fellow students to sustain herself eventually. I've given her all my savings, but it's not enough, and she needs more. I wish I could get a job, but in my country, getting a job is incredibly difficult due to the bad economy, so graduates can't even get a job. Talk more of people like us. I have called my dad aside to beg him, and he's not listening. I know he can pay for this without blinking, as it's not even a lot of money. I'm really sad for my sister and not really sure what to do. I desperately want her to leave that house and never look back. How do I make my parents see what they're doing is wrong? How do I help my sister? I've tried to get a loan, but banks won't give loans that small. I'm really lost on what to do, as the sale of the form is closing soon. What words do I use to convince my mother to do the right thing? P.S. I just joined Reddit because my friend uses Reddit a lot and said I'd get good advice on here, so forgive me for any mistakes. This is such a sad situation, and I'm really sorry to hear about it. Obviously, for once, one of these is not about necessarily people cheating. Well, I guess in one sense it is, because it's what the father did. The worst part about this is I don't think there are words that you're going to be able to say. And unfortunately, that's just kind of how it is. I don't know what else to say here other than I'm sorry that that's happening to your sister. And I hope that she's able to get her hands on enough money to do it eventually. Your parents are just going to have to live with the kind of people that they are. I think that the dad is probably not helping your sister because it's kind of like he's letting her pay for what he did. And it's really wrong and it's really messed up. But it sounds like in your culture that no one is going to be willing to break the norm to help her. And I'm really sorry to hear about that. It's not your job to fix what your family is doing. And I know it feels like maybe it is because they're not like that toward you. But it's not your job and you can't control what they do. All you can do is what you've done, giving your sister support and being there for her and stuff like that. Unfortunately, it might take her a little bit more to be able to get out. But when she does, I hope she thrives. And you're such a wonderful younger sister. Anyway, that's going to wrap it up for today. Hey, look, it's me. It's right there. I'm me. I don't know how you feel about this mini K here. Let me know. I'm having fun playing around with her because she moves with me and it's rather fun. But yeah, let me know if you would rather not have mini K with us, if you are fine with mini K, if you want to see mini K during the reading part, what your thoughts are. Just let me know. That would be great. Sorry I'm not as good as some people are with these things. I probably spent way too much time messing with this in the first place, honestly. So I apologize for that as well. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and drop a like and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Really quickly, I'd like to thank my patrons. Up on the screen, you should see my face palmers and my crazy K's. Thank you all so much for supporting me in that way. If you are interested in checking out the original post from this video, sending me an email for possible inclusion in a future video, or becoming a patron as well, you can do those things through the description box. Yeah, I said that completely weird, but it's okay. Anyway, I hope that you have a wonderful day, and I will talk to you in my next video. Bye!